Let's go over to Rhonda in Florida, who's on the show. Hey, Rhonda, appreciate you calling. What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning, studio.
Morning.
So I'm calling about this whole masculinity scientist thing. So I am married to a fighter.
Like a literal UFC fighter or somebody who's just like, caveman, must fight?
Yes, like the whole I don't put up with anything, let's fight. So the whole time I've known him, which has been approximately 25 years, been married 22, he will fight in the drop of a hat. He doesn't put up with anything. Not because he has a masculine problem, because he so does not. He just doesn't put up with stupid.
Yeah, but stupid is defined by every person different.
Yeah.
Like the stupidest people I know go, I don't mess with stupid. Like literally the dumbest people I know go, I just don't have room for dumb people. I feel the smarter you become, the more you realize everybody's dumb, including yourself. It's like in traffic. If somebody cuts me off, I go, you know what? I've done that accidentally before. That might have been an accident. I'm going to go, hands up, my bad. I get it too. I've done it.
It takes a man to
No,
think that,
it doesn't. It just takes all of us to realize we're all pretty dumb.
Yeah, I don't think it's a man thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I was
women.
making a joke because he's manly.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, yeah, I'm totally with you on this. I think. How do you feel as a wife having that? Because to me, I would want to encourage my husband to do some inner reflection in why does he have to handle stupid that way,
But he drives an 18-wheeler.
Does he ever pull over and beat somebody up?
Last year, there was a lady who was driving in Jacksonville with children in the back of her car, not in car seats, and stopped in the middle of the road for no reason. He was fully loaded with lumber, and he had to stop in the middle of the road on a dime so he did not hit those children, and all of his load came through his cab. I could have lost my husband for that.
Yeah, I'm not understanding how this is the same thing. I don't think she wanted to purposely hurt her kids. She made a dumb decision, obviously. Maybe something was wrong with her. I'm not sure. But that doesn't make up for fight guy who just fights all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part sucks. Listen, trust me, I got a CDL permit now.
You understand
I'll tell you right now, that ain't easy to do. That braking, perception distance, that stuff's hard. I got more respect for people that drive trucks than I ever did once I had to learn that stuff. But no, I stand by, and not just about fight guy. The more we go, man, I just can't deal with dumb people. And I used to be the same way until I realized, you know what, we're all dumb in our own different ways. And if people wanted to beat me up every time I did something dumb, I walk out of this building and get the crap beat out of me every day. And I consider myself to be a pretty smart guy. But even then, there are areas of my life where I'm a total dum-dum.
Yeah.
So, what?
Oh, I just finished that book that a therapist wrote about her real clients. And she had this one client that, he would come in and all the time was like, this idiot and this person's an idiot. My wife's an idiot. This guy that works for me is such an idiot. Everybody was an idiot. In fact, the chapter was kicking him off was called Idiot. And slowly, as they worked through stuff and things he had going on, months and months of work, he kind of sat back and was like, "Oh shoot, I'm the idiot."
We are all the idiot.
Yeah,
all of us.
Yeah.
You want to see the biggest idiot? Go look in the mirror.
Yeah,
that's it. Because we're not all extremely well versed in everything. Let me tell you a story quickly. There was this guy named Socrates, right? He went on a hunt to find the smartest man in the world. He said, "I'm gonna find him." And everywhere he went to the greatest scholars. He went to the philosophers that were known as A+. Went to every one of them, and they all said, they raised their hand. Come and talk to me because I am the smartest man in the world. I am the most educated person in the world. He went to all of them. Over a great amount of time, he talked to every one of them. He came back home, and he realized, that he was actually the smartest person in the world because he knew he didn't know anything. And the truly smartest people realize they don't know it all. And everybody who thinks they do, they're the dum-dums. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
It's a good story.
I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing that I know nothing.
Are you saying that or Socrates?
That's
said that?
Socrates.
Seinfeld.
Gotcha.
I know nothing.
Oh, is that Seinfeld?
No.
Oh,
It's like a mix of
both.
Yes.
What's the deal?
Yes. What's the deal with dum-dums? Thank you for your call. Appreciate that. Let's go and do the news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Well, Dustin Diamond died yesterday.
What?
Yeah, from Saved by the Bell. You didn't see this on the news?
Wow.
No. I know I was not dialed into
So
things.
a couple weeks ago, he was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer.
Okay. I also missed that.
And they were like, hey, it's not going to last long from him. But I read a story yesterday, 5 minutes before they announced he died, where they said, hey, here are his last wishes. He wants to meet the bassist from Tool. He wants to go to Disney World. And then, boom, it came across that he had passed away.
Wow.
So Dustin Diamond, who played Screech on Saved by the Bell, was diagnosed with stage 4 small cell sarcoma, which is commonly referred to as lung cancer. He had been through his first round of chemotherapy. According to TMZ, the cancer started somewhere in Dustin's body and metastasized in his lungs. He was taken to the hospital back in January after feeling pain all over his body.
Oh my gosh.
What I read by reading even more into it was that he had this knot on his neck, but he didn't want to go to the hospital because he thought people would take pictures of him. He'd already had some not too great brushes with the internet and with it just wasn't good for him for a while. And so he was like, I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't want to deal with that right now. The internet was pretty brutal to him. But he passed away yesterday. He was 44 years old. Here's a clip I found of him talking about the hardest thing about being a child actor. He was interviewed by Mario Lopez here.
The hardest thing about being a child star is giving up your childhood. You don't get a childhood, really. I mean, you're a professional. You got to know your lines and rehearse and practice. You know, it was making sure that you were the funniest and the best that you could be, because if you weren't funny, you could be replaced.
In that same interview, he talked about how he hasn't seen some of the other cast members since he was 16 years old.
When was the last time you saw any of the cast members?
It's been ages. I mean, I haven't seen Mark Paul since I was 16.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen Tiffany or Elizabeth since then either. It's been a minute. So after that, it was like, oh, well, he's the bad boy. He's bitter. He hates everyone. He's kind of turned his nose up to the world, and I really haven't. It's the farthest thing from the truth.
Yeah, a couple facts about him. There were only 3 actors that appeared in all 86 episodes of the show. It were Mark Paul Gosselaar, Zach Morris, Mario Lopez, Slater, and Dustin Diamond, Screech. His first kiss happened on set. And you remember the actress that had the pigtails, blonde hair? It was Tori Spelling was the actress. That was his first kiss. The top 3 Saved by the Bell episodes. Remember the rockumentary Friends Forever?
Of course.
Friends Forever. So, rest in peace to Dustin Diamond.
How old was he?
44. Who was not related to a Beastie Boy, by the way.
Was that a rumor?
Well, Mike Diamond from the Beastie Boys, Mike D.
Mike D.
It was,
yeah.
And people were going, hey, what's going on with the Beastie Boy family? Are they saying anything? I was like, he's not related to them. So, yeah. You didn't even know he was sick, huh?
No, I had no idea. I'm kind of processing right now.
All right, let's do a different news story.
Bobby's Other Big
Story.
Amy, I could have swore you told me that they weren't doing Groundhog Day this year because of COVID. I could have swore you said that on the show. Didn't she?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, I said it was virtual.
Oh, is that what it was?
I thought
and
Bobby
then I
said
said
they could do virtual.
and then I said you could get a cameo. I don't know what I said.
Yeah, me either.
All I
Anyway.
know is you could get a cameo from the groundhog.
They did Groundhog Day, 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh, come on.
Puxatawny Phil predicted as he emerged from his burrow this morning to perform his Groundhog Day duties.
So he saw a shadow, didn't see it? What was it?
You would think it would be the opposite, right?
Whatever
You would
it
think
is.
if you saw your shadow, it's because the sun is out, because it's warm, and
Right.
it's going to stay warm. The logic to this Puxatawny Phil, I'll never get.
I don't know.
Finally, you want to go, what in the world with this last story? Do you remember this song? Of course you will. Watch me whip, watch me neigh.
Yeah.
Neigh, neigh, neigh.
Kill it.
Oh, literally, he murdered somebody.
What? Dude, I didn't know that.
I know, that's why I laughed.
Wait,
Because you said
why,
kill it.
though?
Huh?
Why?
He was arrested for murder. He is 23 years old. He's been arrested for murdering his cousin.
Oh, that's too bad.
Silento?
Silento, yeah. The cops found the cousin, 34-year-old Frederick Rooks, shot in a Georgia street January 21st with bullet casings. No motive for the shooting, but police have surveillance footage linking Silento to the scene.
Whoa.
His real name is Ricky Lamar Hawk.
That's hardcore.
Oh, it is hard.
Would you yell, Eddie?
Kill it.
Yeah.
Because that's
That's-
part of
they
the
say that in
song,
the
and I
song.
didn't know that story. So that
It
was
is.
weird.
Here, play that clip.
Now watch me whip.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you were spring. Everyone.
No, man. I don't know that story.
There you go. That's your news. Thank you.
Bobby's Big
Story.
There's a lot to handle in that segment.
Yeah.
877-77-Bobby. That's our phone number. Here's Parmalee and Blanco Brown. Studio on Music Row, it's the Bobby Bones Show. A couple of things I want to talk about. One, Amy's thinking about letting her daughter do something, but she's going, I don't know if she's old enough to do it. I'm not the guy to ask for that. I'm happy to give my advice. But when it comes to teenage girls, I got to admit, I know so little.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. I want to remain in that really ignorant part of that spectrum there.
Well, I know what I was able to do at this age, but I don't know that our circumstances are the same.
We'll do that coming up next. Also, there is an update to the Subway tuna story.
Oh,
Who
yes.
has spoken, Subway?
Yep.
Is it really tuna?
Well, big controversy on yesterday's show. Subway was going to get sued because they said, we got tuna in our sandwich. Someone said, we took it to the lab. There's no tuna there. Big update coming up next.
If these women end up getting a bunch of money, people are going to be testing food left and right from places.
All right, here's my McRib. Let's see if there are any ribs in there.
gosh.
Let me know.
Okay, no.
We'll
That'll
come
fail.
back next with those two things. Thank you. I just have no interest in going to space at all. And
Ever?
no. And now, this guy, he's a billionaire, and he's now bought one of those SpaceX flights, and he's putting some of the other seats up for auction.
Yeah.
And it's all going to charity. But I think about, I get scared sometimes in an airplane when I hit a little bit of turbulence.
Right.
Can you imagine being up in space? Because there's nowhere to go. SpaceX says it will launch 4 private individuals into orbit around the Earth for a mission later this year. And so this one dude, he goes, all right, I want to raise money for St. Jude. So what I'm going to do is and he made all his money in tech and fighter jets. He's taking 3 people with him in that foursome. Also, I just want to go up with somebody I knew, too. I wouldn't want to be uncomfortable with 3 people. I'd auction off 2 of the seats.
Yeah.
I'd want to at least have my buddy who I knew was a good talker.
Right.
It's like when Kayla and I go to dinner with somebody. I'm not the most outgoing person. I stay quiet when I'm not on the air. Thank goodness she can talk to anybody about anything. I kind of need that. If I were him, I would go like, you know what? On second thought, I'm going to auction off 2 of these seats. So his name's Jared Isaacman. He announced Monday he's going to raise $200 million for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
Wow.
1 healthcare worker for St. Jude has already been selected. Anyone donating to St. Jude in February will enter into a random drawing for the seat number 3. The 4th seat will go to a business owner who gives money, but it's a whole thing here. Here he is talking about how St. Jude was the inspiration for this.
My crazy thought process, if St. Jude succeeds, you don't need a Make-A-Wish. And that's what kind of gravitated me towards St. Jude's mission for this, for our inspiration for Endeavor.
Hey, I love his attitude.
If he called you up today and said, hey, Amy, I'd like for you to go to space with me, would you go?
Yeah, no. Nope. I was thinking about this. I didn't even know you were going to bring up this story, but I read a story this morning that if you were to take your car vertically up, like say you could, hypothetically, go up at 60 miles an hour, it would only take you an hour to get to space. And I thought, I don't even want to do that.
Hey, man, that's Mountain Pine to Little Rock.
It's not bad.
Right. I thought it would take a lot longer. Doesn't space seem so much further away? But that's like if you're driving down the highway, it'd take you an hour straight up. And I was like, yeah, even if we could do that, I have no desire. Nope.
Apple may skip iPhone 13. Why do you think that is?
Oh, because 13's bad luck.
Like an elevator.
But still, floor 14 is 13.
Yeah, but they don't call it that.
I know. There have been questions regarding the name of Apple's upcoming series. Will it be the iPhone 13 or the iPhone 12s series? And some people think that Apple will skip iPhone 13 because 13 is spooky in many Western cultures. I wonder what that's rooted in. Obviously, we can look at things and go Friday the 13th. 13's been an unlucky number. I wonder why 13, and our crack research staff, known as Mike D,
Just one dude.
we'll be looking
Search
it up over
real
there.
quick.
Like, what's the basis of 13 not being lucky or being unlucky? But yeah, there you go.
Well, what's crazy is Taylor Swift seems to have a lot of success, and her favorite number is 13.
Is it 13?
Yeah,
Are you sure about that?
I am sure. Yes, 100%.
She sounds sure, Bones.
Okay. Taylor Swift and Dan Marino.
Number 13.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I want to play? Speaking of St. Jude, and I think we're finally going to get to put this concert out later this year, but Eddie and I have a band called the Raging Idiots, and we did a show, it was a year ago, and we usually do it around this time called the $1 Million Show, where we invite a bunch of artists to come and play with us. And so Heath Sanders is a guy who was on the show last week. He's got a new EP that's out right now. Do we have a clip of Heath Sanders from his EP? We don't have a clip of Heath Sanders from his EP? Okay. Here, we're going to play. Could you guys hear Ray?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it doesn't matter then. Let's play Heath Sanders. This is the $1 Million Show at the Ryman Auditorium. This is him doing Faithfully that you may know. Here you go. There you go. The guy's name is Heath Sanders. That's him playing with Eddie in my band called The Raging Idiots.
He's so awesome.
He crushes that cover at the Ryman Auditorium. He played on the show last week. Here is one of his new songs called Old School's In.
Dogs still hunt, men ran up. A little bit of red juice runs in your blood. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, handshake deal. Rock still rules, even and real. Three chords and the truth ain't going nowhere. Yeah, old school still in out here.
So check that guy out. He was literally working on an oil field. And he moved to Nashville one day because he was found on Facebook, and the next thing you know, here he is. Got a whole record out, trying to make it as a country music artist. Like, that's the kind of guy that I'm happy to support. Heath Sanders. All right. Back in 1 second. If you guys want to call us, you can. 877-77-Bobby. We'll talk about Mike D, who wants to get pepper sprayed live on the show Friday. It is his wish to be... Listen, I'll be honest with you. I've helped a bunch of kids get wishes over the years. This is the weirdest one.
The easy one for you to make come true.
But y'all, I have to shoot him with this pepper spray gun in the face.
Yeah. This is going to be awesome.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I'm afraid he's going to get hurt.
Not for you.
All right, we'll talk about this coming up in a second. All right, back. Mike D, our head writer, if you hear a game, he probably wrote it. He wants to be pepper sprayed. Hey, Mike, I don't understand why you want to be pepper sprayed. What about it that you see people doing is appealing to you?
It looks awesome if somebody can get pepper sprayed and take it. Like, I've seen videos where they take it right to the face and have no reaction to it, and I think I could do that.
Andy in Tampa, Florida is on. Andy, how are you? Do you hear how crazy Mike is right now?
Yeah, I don't understand why he actually is volunteering to do this.
Not even just volunteering. He's going, hey, please do it to me. It's not like I said, okay, I have a can of pepper spray. Who wants it? And he's like, you know what? I'll do it. No, he says, hey, I have brought my own can of pepper spray.
Yeah.
Please spray me in the face.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I have this wish. Fulfill my dream.
Yeah, it's the weirdest Make-A-Wish I've ever done. All right, Andy, you say you worked in law enforcement?
I've been in law enforcement. I've been pepper sprayed twice. The first time, it's like if you were to walk into Satan's den, that's what your face is going to feel like.
Oh, my.
And then on top of that, throw sand in your eyes.
Oh.
The second time, it's not so bad because you know what you're getting.
Mike, does that make you want to back out?
No, I'm ready to walk into the den.
It doesn't faze him.
Okay. I don't feel comfortable doing this, but I will do it.
Nice.
And I'm going to spray you, and then I'm going to run the other way. Because
you don't
if
wanna
you breathe it in,
in.
that stuff hurts.
That's
Yeah.
true.
All right, Friday's show.
Okay.
Oh, he's pumped.
Yeah,
You
dude,
should
this
wear
looks so
goggles and a mask.
I didn't even finish saying Friday's show, and he's like, wait.
Yes.
Yes, can I have another? Can I have another? All right, Friday's show around this time.
All right, I'm ready for it.
We will pepper spray Mike D by his own request.
So weird.
All right, thank you, Mike D. Weird, man.
Huh. All right.
You guys can call us if you want, 877-77-BOBBY. The question we were going to ask about Amy's daughter, she's now 13 years old.
Yep.
What does she want to do?
She wants to fly by herself. She wants to go to Austin to see family and friends there. And on Southwest, tickets are so cheap right now. And I guess she saw me talk about that. I was looking at some flights. I was like, I can't believe how cheap this is. And she's like, can I go? I'll go by myself. I really want to see if I can navigate through the airport, find my way from point A to point B, and get to Austin all by myself. And my first reaction was, no way. Why would we even do that? But when I was 12, I flew to see my dad for spring break, but it was different. I mean, my parents were split up. My dad lived in another city. So I went to go visit him like that. It seemed like that was out of necessity. We had to do that. So this would be more out of, she just wants to try to fly for fun and see if she can do it. And she could visit family and friends.
I don't think there's a difference in why you're doing it. If you could have handled it at 12, she's probably way smarter than you.
Oh, for sure.
At least in knowing how to work technology, phone, the big message board, who to go talk to.
And I will say, anytime we've flown as a family, my husband wants her to learn that. So when we've taken trips, I mean, our son's too young to do this, but he would put her in charge. Like right when we would deplane, he would be like, all right, Stashira, what gate do we need to go to next? And you take us there. And we all kind of had to, sometimes we ended up walking all around the airport, but eventually we would get there. And so I'm glad that he's been teaching her. So that makes me feel a little more confident, but I just didn't know at 13 if that's something I should let her do. Her birthday's coming up, and maybe that's one of her gifts is you get to go see your family in Texas.
I vote yes.
Okay.
I've seen smaller kids do that.
Oh, yeah. Remember we saw one kid, he was probably 7, and he was checking in his bags. And the lady goes, he does this like every month.
Yeah,
We know
like
him.
he was flying cross country to see his dad or something. Yeah. Amy, he wasn't with another adult.
It was crazy.
He was like, okay, here I am. Throws his bag up there. He's like, I'm going this flight. But printed it out, got his ticket, followed us in through the line.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that definitely helps. I think she's capable. I just didn't know.
And there's no connection.
Right, it
think
would be nonstop.
That puts a wrinkle into it if you have to land in Kansas City, then find the flight to Wichita, then go to Wichita.
Or take a tram or whatever.
I think that's different. But
okay.
I vote yes. Show, yes or no?
Totally, yes.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, it's just walking to the gate and getting on a plane, and someone will be waiting for her when she gets off.
Okay, getting a yes from Eddie is huge.
Because Eddie doesn't let his kids do anything ever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying I would do it with my kid, but yes, for sure.
You're a
should try it.
13-year-old. You wouldn't let it do it?
No, I would. I mean, it'd be a thing where I'd really be worried about it because, again, like him around an airport could get lost, don't know where he'd end up, but I think he can pull it off. So, yeah, 13's the right age.
Eddie would let his son do it, but he'd book a flight and like stand 15 feet behind him and like follow him the whole way.
There was a story about a message in a bottle where if you put a message in the bottle, how far it will actually go in the water. And so about 250 miles in a year is what a message in a bottle will do.
Oh.
What it reminded me of is Lunchbox's message in a balloon. And if there's been any update, has anyone called to say, hey, we found your balloon with a message in it?
Nobody has reached out at all, so it must be still up there flying around.
Oh, I don't think that balloon's still up in the air.
It's definitely down.
Oh, how do you know? How do you know how long a balloon lasts in air?
I think scientists have tested this.
Yeah, it was a helium balloon, but it wasn't some super duper helium balloon. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be up there for 2 weeks.
Oh, well, yeah, no one. I mean, so it must be just laying there waiting for someone to open it and grant me my wish, or they got it and they're like, creepy.
Or it's fallen, it's in some tree somewhere, and it's never going to be found. Or someone found it and was like, this is stupid, and threw it away. that could be it, too. Beth in Virginia is on the phone. Hey, Beth, thanks for calling the Bobby Bones Show. What's going on?
Hey, Bobby. Hey, I wanted to tell you a story about a time my friend sprayed himself with mace in the face.
Okay.
So I had a keychain of mace because I used to run a lot, and I would keep it to protect myself. And we were all at the beach, and it was a bunch of friends, and it was sitting on the kitchen counter. And my friend Joe picked it up and thought it was a flashlight and literally sprayed himself directly in the face with his mace, or with my mace. And the mace filled up the entire room. Like, none of us could breathe. We were all screaming and running. And so I start Googling on my phone what to do. And I'm like, Joe, go get in the shower. Go get in the shower. So he proceeds to get in the shower. And then I read a little farther, and it's like, the mace will go down, like, farther down your body in your private areas and sting you. So then we're like, Joe, get out of the And it was a huge fiasco. We ended up getting in the freezer and getting some frozen meat to put on his face because his eyes swelled shut. So I just, don't recommend spraying yourself in the mace. It will, in the face with mace, because it will really hurt you and hurt everyone in the room.
Is there a significant difference in pepper spray and mace, though?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what I wonder, because Mike D wants pepper spray. Does that mean it's more natural? You know, is it a more organic?
Oh, like a jalapeno.
I thought it was just a different way to say it. I don't know if the ingredients are different.
Is mace and pepper spray different?
Good question.
Does anybody know? Has anybody ever been sprayed in the face with any of this?
No, never.
No, I had pepper spray. I told you my first performance at church, my sister and I were doing a duet, and my sister's boyfriend, now husband, was probably 13 years old and playing with my mom's keychain and sprayed her pepper spray. And during our whole performance, everybody was coughing. Ruined it.
Probably ruined your whole career.
It was.
Yeah. That was your real shot.
That's probably what happened.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, mace is classified as an irritant and is similar to tear gas. Pepper spray is classified as an inflammatory agent and will immediately incapacitate. And that's it. I don't know what the heck it says. There you go. That's what it's called.
Incapacitation.
That's a big word, guys.
What's the word again?
Incapacitated.
That's where it just cuts your head off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Say it again.
Incapacitated. Incapacitate. What do you call it, Mike?
No. Work it out, because I struggle and I work it out.
Look at the word, Lunch.
I'm looking at it.
Do it
It is
slow.
a big one, man. It's like 4 syllables at least.
Do it slow.
Incapacitate.
Wow, this is like my kids, dude.
Hold on.
It's like me reading with my kids.
Go ahead.
And will immediately incapacitate. No, it ain't incapacitate. Incapacitated. How do you say it? How do I?
The first syllable's in.
You can do it, Lunch. You can do it.
Ka.
Oh, it's not cap.
Yeah.
Incapacitate.
No. You're rushing the last part.
Immediately incapacitate. Guys, that's a tough one. Hold on.
Hey, Lunchbox, it'll be $5 if you get it in your next chance. Okay?
Oh,
you have
man.
one shot for $5. Now,
Okay.
let me know when you're ready.
Oh man, hold on. How come they don't write it that way with the dots? You know what I'm talking about? With
What? Like karaoke?
$5 on the line.
that? Okay.
Like with the syllables.
You know, I tell you what. Let me go on the wallet here. $20 on the line
Oh,
if you can get it right this time.
He's going to say
So
it perfectly
focused.
now.
Okay, let's see. Focus.
Incapacitated.
It's right here on the edge of the table.
Oh, I heard it's a $20 bill.
There it is. One shot, though. If you mess it up, you're done.
Here we go. Take your time.
Incapacitated.
Oh!
Incapacitated. Incapacitated.
That's like words are just hard sometimes.
Man, that's
like
a hard word. I don't even know how you say it.
Well, like for us,
Hold on,
Oh, we
team.
know.
How do you say it?
incapacitate. or irritated. I don't know
Yeah,
how it's
incapacitate.
written. Okay.
Incapacitate?
Okay. Amy, what were you going to say?
Well, what's that word when you have to check yourself in on your own recognizance?
Reconnaissance.
I can't ever say that
Yeah,
word.
reconnaissance.
If I read that, if I'm reading that, I always say recognize.
Amy used to say, you know when they have a biopic coming out?
Oh, yeah.
We're like, what's a what? Last night, Kaylin was hitting me hard about me saying TV. She was like, you always say because you guys do it too, make fun of me for saying the word TV. She's like, it's not TV.
TV?
Yeah.
It's
when Ray did this segment last week, he was like, that's the word you say that's funny. Yeah! And she was like, she goes, do you realize you say TV funny? And I was like, no. She goes, you're like, I'm watching on TV.
TV. Funny.
Okay,
All
but
right, that's a wrap. What?
Which is it? Biopic or biopic?
It's a biopic, like a picture.
Okay, I just forget.
Like a biography picture. Biopic.
Biopic.
Bones, get your money out.
Thank you.